Well, hello, retro game players. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Marcus. Got some major channel announcements and updates for you guys. It's been a while since I've done a video like this, but things are changing on the channel. There's going to be some major things happening. I think really for the good, for the better, and things that I'm really excited about. So I did also want to kind of catch you guys up as far as what the hell's going on the channel. So for those of you who are interested in all that, stay tuned because the video is going to be a little long as I divulge some behind the scenes stuff. But the big announcement, which I think is pretty huge, is that where I'm standing right now is the future space of a pinball/arcade bar that I'm going to be building. So you can see I've got zaxxon behind me. I'm going to link right now a video from, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. And it's my arcade sort of home tour where I moved. And that has all of my games. I've actually gotten a few more since that video. But you can see how nice everything looked in my old garage. So if you've been subscribed to the channel for a long time, you know that I've had these machines. I have a very good opportunity to put them to use and to really kind of build something where people can come, play the games, play pinball, play arcade games, and also get taps, or I should say beer, cider, right out of a draft. And so that's one thing I'm gonna have. You know, it will be, at this point I can't really go into too much detail, but there's a lot of things that are figured out with it already. I've spent a lot of time working on this. The space is in its infancy right now, and there's a lot kind of behind the scenes that have occurred to make this a reality, but I'm really excited. So I'm gonna give you guys a tour of the space in its horrible condition right now, and I'm going to like document the progress and show you guys what happens as far as layout, different construction, you know, things like that. I will at some point be talking about the games that I'll be putting in. As far as how long this is going to be, I'm recording this on the 5th of July. And so I'm thinking if everything goes as planned, I should be able to open this space next spring. That's my goal at this point. And the reason it's kind of pushed out so far is because, and now I'm starting to get into more details behind the scenes, but my job has changed into a really intense job, which is great, but it's extremely tough time-wise. And the good news is that I'm able to use some of this, you know, extra money from the job into renovating this space. And there's a lot to do, so I'm gonna try and do it without cutting corners or anything like that, but there's a lot to do. So that's the big news. That's like the biggest news. I did want to talk about some other stuff, but generally speaking, that's what's going to happen. I will be doing videos that talk about this whole process. In addition to that, because my time is extremely limited as of the last, like, let's just say, I don't even know, 6 months. It's been brutal. I am still going to be doing other types of videos. For example, I actually do have, I think, 8 different top 10s for retro games of some kind, whether they're Genesis titles or PS4 stylized videos like I've done in the past. I already have those in queue, But to do one of those videos, it's like a huge amount of work. And the reason for that isn't just the editing and capturing footage, but I actually really want to play through each game and learn about each game and what makes it a good game versus the one that I'm comparing it to. So it takes a lot of time to do that. And then, you know, not including filming and editing. Those videos do tend to do pretty good on the channel, so whatever. As far as YouTube goes though, you guys, I have to be honest, it is like become such a low priority because the actual promotion that YouTube gives me is like nothing. They really don't do anything as far as the channel. And I could talk about this all day, but as an example, I take all of my money that I make from the channel and I use it right back into YouTube advertising for my better videos. So my better videos are usually the top 10s. So I'll put whatever money I get to promote those. And that has gotten to the point where it doesn't really make sense to do that anymore because for a few reasons. But if you step back and look at my channel from a bird's eye view, there's two videos that did really well. There's the modded PSP video and the modded Wii video. Those took off by themselves. I have no clue why. That's been the main source of all of my subscribers, which is cool. I have no clue why YouTube decided to pick those up, but they did. And as far as all my other videos, you know, the ones where I do gameplay, those don't do very good. Videos where I have records playing don't do very good, which is fine because that's just me. I enjoy actually being able to listen to those records digitally, so that's one reason why I did that. The music videos, the new electronic music that I'm doing, I love doing those. So to be honest, I love doing music in some capacity. That's something I'm just gonna do. And then the music videos, I know they're trippy and weird, but that's sort of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create an interesting aesthetic where it sort of is like watching an old burnout VHS tape and you're not sure what's going on it. That's kind of the idea behind those. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but basically YouTube doesn't help me at all as a creator, and so I really just have to do whatever I want to do on the channel, and that's the bottom line. So I'm just doing whatever I feel like doing. If it is something that people watch, then cool, but at this point my views are so low. They've been like this for a long time. I don't really expect YouTube to change that for me, and I'm certainly not going to promote my channel anymore. So in other words, that money that I would get from the modded PSP and the modded Wii video, I mean, it's around 30 bucks a month. It's pretty awesome. At one point, by the way, that was around 150 a month. So that was pretty rad, but it's dwindled down. And now what I do is I just take that and I put it back into the channel. I promote like some of the top 10 videos, which is why they have so many views. So that's like my big push, but that's stopping. I'm gonna stop doing that just because it doesn't really make sense. The other thing that YouTube does, as you guys know, is the copyright claim system is like whacked, right? So those music beat videos where I play vinyl records, I started to get into that. Like I was like doing them every Sunday. I'd do like 5, 6 at a time. It was actually really cool. I expected to get copyright claims from actual labels or, you know, the recording artists or whoever, the artist or musician that own the music or something, and I'm fine letting them take the money because that's not what I'm about. I'm not trying to take someone's money if they made some music. But what's crazy is that I get claims on those videos from fake companies all the time. So last Sunday, I had Castlevania 1, and it was about to be public. Last Saturday, actually. And I had waited 30 days to clear up a previous copyright claim. And I did. I dispute it. I know what to put in there because they're a fraudulent company. Konami owns the rights. The actual composers are not who this person says did it. Anyway, long story short, the copyright claim got released. I went to schedule the video to show up on Saturday, and that day another claim came in. So another fraudulent claim. It's not Konami, and it's not Mondo, who, you know, whatever, helped produce the record. So anyway, long story short, it's another process that I have to appeal. And so I'm just not going to be doing many of those music videos anymore. I have a Castlevania series basically that I'll be slowly releasing, but every time I upload them, they get claimed by all these fake companies. And then you wait 30 days. It's just a hassle. So as far as the top 10s, I'll still be doing those once in a while. I have one that I'm working on right now. It's not like I'm giving up on that. I enjoy doing those. I've thought about making it a top 5 to shorten the video. So yeah, if you're interested in giving feedback on that, I'd be, interested in hearing what you guys have to say. But the difference of, I don't know, it's around 25 minutes versus like 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Maybe it's better to do a top 5. But I really enjoy talking about some of these awesome retro style games on PS4 or the year series where it's like the top Genesis games of 1990, because that just brings me back. But anyway, I still have some of those in the works. I have not been doing any live streams just because of my schedule. I've been working so much. And this is just a little behind the scenes thing too, but not only do I have a full-time job, but I have roughly 3, and I'll say they're relatively small, but 3 smaller companies that I manage the books for that I've started years ago. And that's something I've just done to sort of diversify income from way back. It's just sort of something I've always been doing. So if I can, anyway, that takes up a lot of time to do that. So I have all that stuff going on, and just the facts are this barcade, which is trademarked, I can't use the word barcade, but this pinball pub, sort of bar cave, whatever you want to call it, is going to happen. It's just going to take some time, but I'm really pumped about it. And so that's pretty much it. I do want to talk about the music real quick. I know you guys are like, what the hell? So if you've been watching the channel a long time, you know I've done a lot of music videos, game videos. I put them up on the Bandcamp, which I'll link to. And I think there's like 8 songs, something like that. Sonic, Mario, Zelda, all those. Those are really fun to do. They're very time consuming as well. Filming, it's really hard to record music and get a good take on something. Like if I'm doing slap bass or something, it's hard to do that. But it's even harder when you're filming yourself as well. So you're not only hitting record on your software that you're using to record the audio, but you're hitting record on a camera and having that link up and sync up. But also, like, as an example, I might play the part perfectly on the bass, and then I'll look at my camera and I'm completely out of frame, or it'll be something wrong with that, or what. Anyway, it's so time consuming to do that all yourself. So if you want to look at some cool videos and you haven't seen those, go check those out. And they're up on Bandcamp. I'm also working on this new album, which a lot of you have seen, Malibu Mode 7. And I'm up to like 8 or 9 songs on that as well. So those I will still be doing music videos for. So, I get it if you guys don't like that style of music, but just so you guys know, the type of instruments that I'm playing on there are not just all synths. I'm not doing sampled, so a lot of people say, oh, vaporwave is sampled music, or there's this discussion as to whether or not it has samples or not. So vaporwave or synthwave or chill wave or retro wave, there's so many of these. I really don't know which category it falls into. I'm just sort of making music that I like, but I do like to make it sound sort of warbled. I am making all this with my own keyboards, my own synths, and I am definitely playing real guitars and real basses. I just mask them and make them sound kind of different. So if you listen to it and you can pick those out, awesome. I'm trying to make the feeling of, I don't know, sort of a tropical vibe, something that makes people think of the 80s or the 90s, definitely has like a retro nostalgic feel to it, and that's sort of my goal. So once I'm done with this album, I'll be reaching out to a couple different labels that are smaller and just seeing if I can get some help with digital distribution. And if that doesn't work out, I don't know, I might end up doing my own release. of some kind. Of course, you can go check it out on Bandcamp too. So I do appreciate you guys who have been commenting or listening to those. That does mean a lot, so thank you. Anyway, so now I'm gonna actually show you how trashed this place is, but I think you'll see that there's potential here. And yeah, I'm just gonna move the camera and kind of walk you guys through the space. All right, so now that I'm behind the camera, you can see zaxxon here. I just picked this up maybe 3 weeks ago. It's the very first game. Actually, it's not the first game that's in here. I'll show you another one in a little bit. So this is the first room. It is really crazy. So I'm gonna pan around. You can see that there are a couple windows, which is pretty cool. And basically the front door is over here. So this is actually the entryway, and I've got a couple windows. So this is kind of what it looks like from this point. It is really trashed right now. In fact, tomorrow I have a giant dump trailer that I'll be filling with a lot of this crap. So this is the bathroom currently. This wall, which I'm pointing to, will be moved out past that mirror, which that mirror is really old. And then there's a sink back here, so probably be reusing some of that, but there'll be like a wall like right here and a door kind of somewhere around here. So the bathroom will get wider. There'll be a wall built covering up these hot water heaters, and it'll go to this power box right here. So just to the right of that. This staircase and this wall will be totally removed, which will make sense in a moment. So this is all concrete, as you can see. This sheetrock, I'll be repairing the spots that are bad and painting it most likely just like black, because you know it doesn't need to be real bright. So this wall right here is also going to be removed. And there's another staircase on the other side of that. So I'll show you that in a second. Over here, it's actually quite a bit of room. So this is like, again, just all concrete. There's been a lot of work through here, you guys, like honestly. So this is kind of what I've been doing the last 3 years, except it's not been about my business. It's been about other people's business. So this is the second room that I'll be utilizing. This is a pinball game here, Space Invaders, which is pretty cool. This was actually, I think that Fox sued Bally, if I'm not mistaken, because the back glass is basically H.R. Geiger. So if you look at that, it's basically H.R. Geiger from Alien, you know, the artwork style. And so I don't know what they did. They did like some kind of a cease and desist. I don't know. Anyway, it's Space Invaders, the pinball game. So this room is the second room. And so this is that wall I was talking about that would be removed on the other side. And then here's another wall. This is another, sorry about that light. This is another staircase. So staircase to nowhere. So that will be removed. That wall will be removed. So the idea though, oh, and there's zaxxon. You can see right straight back there. So the idea is that this will be all opened up. And it's kind of hard to explain my vision on this without like really showing you guys in person, but it is definitely a good usable space. And there's actually a really good restaurant upstairs that will be able to serve like fish tacos and seafood and all kinds of fish and chips and stuff. It's gonna be awesome. So this is probably where I'll be working on the various pinball games and arcade games and fixing them, because there's all this like storage. So pretty cool. And like shelving and stuff. So I could actually wheel like a game in here and fix it. There are some potential expansion plans as well, but that's gonna be like, I don't know, down the road, but I'll show you that real quick. So like First off though, it's gonna be this room and this room. And again, it's gonna be all opened up. So this will be gone. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put the bar yet, but I have the one that I want. It's gonna be 10 taps, and it's like a tower. It's gonna be pretty cool. I also have pretty much figured out the type of beer that I'll be serving too. There's a brewery in Portland called Level Up Brewing, and a lot of their beers are video game related. So anyway, if I can build it, there's a second room here. And there is actually a hallway down this way, but I'm not going to use that. This area is a whole nother room that eventually I may be able to use. And it's actually a pretty usable space. The trick is getting head clearance over this area that I'm walking under. And we actually have a way to do it, but anyway, it might be a little tricky. So that's an expansion though. And then as far as the little area I'm in here, there's gonna be a wall preventing access. So there'll actually be a big wall right here. So anyway, that is it. I'm gonna put the camera back on the tripod here. All right, so there you go. That is the walkthrough. I do have a couple names sort of coming up that I'm coming up with. This place is located in Astoria, Oregon. Okay, Astoria is where The Goonies was filmed. It's where Short Circuit was filmed. Ninja Turtles 3. There's some other movies that were filmed here too. But this is an awesome town, and it's where I moved to from Portland 3 years ago. So this has potential to be either something like Asteroidia, which is a really good friend of mine. She came up with that, which is a play off of the name Astoria, and also asteroids, so Asteroidia. And then that's sort of what I'm leaning toward. I also like the name Bar Cave, which is kind of cool, and that was suggested actually by my mother-in-law. So thank you very much. I don't know which one I'm going to go with, or if I'm going to combine them, or if I'm going to come up with something completely different. But the idea is to focus on pinball games. I think I have 8 right now, 8 pinball games, and I'm excited to get those going. Most of them are already ready to go. They just need a little bit of work, a little bit of tuning up. I'm contemplating switching them to all be LED. Not so much that I love LED. I do like the incandescent bulbs and the look of the retro look, but power-wise, I'm a little bit limited in this space. So every saving, watt that I can do, every amp that I can save, the better. So converting them to LED makes a lot of sense for me. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. Currently, there's a ton of people walking outside. The streets are filled with people. And so this, even though it looks like I'm in a total shithole, it kind of is, there will be signage and I'll have promotion and all that. The final thing is that I most likely will not be quitting my job to work here. I'll probably be here on weekends, stuff like that, but I'm gonna end up like hiring somebody to help me, which fortunately I have some people that I'm already talking to about that. So that's the plan. That's the big channel announcement more than anything. But to summarize, I'm opening this place up. It's gonna be slow. I'm gonna show you progress. I wanted to show this first rough video. And then from there, as far as the channel, I am sorry about the all the just weird videos. But yeah, the music videos are a thing I enjoy doing. I'm gonna keep doing those. If you're interested in that album, check that out. And yeah, that pretty much does it though. The other thing is YouTube really sucks as a content creator. It really does, especially for a small channel. It's not friendly to people like me who just kind of do whatever they want. I mean, it just isn't. It's like they really push you. And if you ever are interested in seeing what it's like on the back end, you can actually see, like when you log into your dashboard, it's like, here's ways to keep people entertained, and here's ideas, and it's like all these crazy cookie cutter ideas, but they're all very weird and high pressure. So anyway, that does it. So thanks for tuning in. Until next time, you know what to do. You keep that shit retro by going to your local arcade later on.